Good morning, scholars. We're going to go over the story that we read yesterday, which was Munching Millie. And let's go through the book just to remember the characters, the setting, the problem, the solution. We're going to flip through the pages and just kind of remember what we read yesterday, because today we're going to talk about it a little bit too. So we know this story's title is Munching Millie, and it's all about this animal here, which is a goat, and her name is Millie. So when I flip through the pages, I want you to try to remember the characters, which are the people or the animals, the setting, which is where the story happens or when the story happens. I want you to think of the problem. What's the big problem with Millie? And the solution, which is the answer. How did they figure out an answer to the problem? So let's take a look at all the pictures. Remember that the goat named Millie is a pet, and she liked to munch or eat all these different things like jeans, a sweater, newspaper, grandma's hat. She even was munching on the neighbor's flowers, and Dad yelled that she had to go because she kept munching on things that people didn't want to be munched. The kids said, no, please, no. So they decided to make a list, Millie's to-do list. And it had different things that Millie was able to do. We called them munching jobs, right? She was able to munch the apples on the tree, overgrown blackberry bushes, lawns, and she was even able to help with the melons. There were posters that went up that saying Millie can help with munching jobs, and she would tear off those posters that didn't need to be up anymore, and she would help a whole bunch of people. Remember, she fell asleep underneath the tree. She was probably tired from her munching jobs, and she was dreaming of all these things she could munch on, and the kids would play with her. She even went to the farmer's market and had a wonderful time. And then there's that list of munching jobs that she could do. And they said Millie's munching problem was solved. Well, almost, because remember, she ate the sign that said goat for hire. Good job. Okay, so we're going to take all those ideas that we have in our head, keep them in your head, because we're going to review some of those things right now. So, for our lesson today, you are going to need a double bubble map. And remember, your bubble maps are on the Google Drive under Thinking Maps with the light bulb. And you can print out just the double bubble map, or you could take a blank piece of paper and create your own double bubble map. If you want to print or get a piece of paper with a pencil to get it ready, you can do that now. You can pause the video and play when you're ready. Okay, still watching? That means we're ready to move on. Okay, so we just reviewed Munching Millie. We thought about the characters already. So what we're going to do is on this side, we're going to name all the characters in the story Munching Millie. Now remember, characters could be people or animals. So let's think. Who was this? Millie, right? Millie the goat. Good. Who are these characters? The kids. Good. Do you remember who this was? That was Grandma. Do you remember who this was reading the newspaper? Grandpa. Good. Do you remember who this man was who was standing on his lawn looking at the goat as Millie was eating the flowers? Do you remember who that was? The neighbor. Good. And who was that yelling, "Goat has got to go"? Do you remember who that was? Dad. Very good. Oops. Okay, now we're going to look on this side over here. And on this side, we're telling all about all about the setting. So the setting is where the story happens. Does it take place in a house, outside, at a park, at a beach, in the snow? And you can also tell what time it is. It could be a time of day, it could be at night, in the morning, or it could be a time of year. Is it Christmas time? Is it summertime? Is it Halloween? Is it spring? Okay, so we're going to look at some pictures of the setting where the story Munching Millie takes place. Did Munching Millie take place on a beach? I didn't see any beaches, did you? Mm-mm. Oh, here's a setting here. So if you take a look at the picture, where are they? I see some houses in the back. I see a lawn with flowers. I would say that's a lawn. So a lawn is like a front yard or a backyard. Do you remember where this was? Where would you have bushes of blackberries? A garden. Good. Do you remember what this special place was called where I told you yesterday, where you have a whole bunch of shops set up outside on a table and you can sell special things that you make like honey or jam, or you can sell fruits and vegetables, and you can walk through with your family and pick out different items, and it's all outside. It's called a farmer's market. Very good. Now, I didn't put what time it was, but if you look out in the pictures, does it look like it's nighttime or daytime in the pictures? I would think it's daytime in the pictures. Good. Now, let's guess what season it is. Remember, we have 4 seasons: winter and spring, summer and fall. I'm going to look at the pictures. Do I think it's winter? Does it look like it's snowing? No, I don't think it's winter. Winter and spring. Let's check spring. Do you think it could be spring when the flowers come out? I think it could be spring. Let's see if there's anything else it could be. Winter and spring. Could be spring. Summer. Ooh, it could be summer too, right? Because the plants are blooming in summer too. And what about fall? Do you see a lot of leaves on the floor? I don't know. But I do notice that they are wearing long sleeve shirts, so it might be a little chillier out. It could be fall. I don't know if it's summer because in summer it's really hot, so I don't think it could be summer. I say it's either spring or fall in the story, but I'm just guessing. Very good. All right, let's take a look at this thinking map, which we call a flow map. Do you see the little waves that flow? And on this thinking map, we identify the sequence of events. First, middle, last, right? First goes in this box, middle goes here, and last goes here. And do you see how it flows from first? It flows to the middle and flows to the last, like this. Good. So what happened first in the story, Munching Millie? What happened first? Millie munches everything. Remember, she was munching on all the things people didn't want her to eat, like a pair of jeans? Do you think somebody wants Millie to munch on their jeans? I don't think so. Good. So Millie munches everything, and that was a problem, right? What happened in the middle? What is this? Dad said Millie has to go. The kids get munching jobs for Millie. So they made this to-do list, remember? And let's flow to the last one. What happened last? She ate the sign, right? But what was so good about the end of the story? Did Millie have to go? Did Dad really kick her out? No, right? Now that Millie munches for work, her munching is not a problem. Remember, because she was helping people with her munching after the kids made her a munching job list, right? Okay, So we also talked about two things that we were looking for in the story today, the problem and the solution. The problem is what's going wrong? What's the big problem in the story? And I would say the problem was that right there. That's the problem. Millie munches everything, right? The problem was she munched everything, and Dad said she has to go. And the kids weren't happy about that, right? So, what was their answer? How did they solve the problem? I think that's the answer right there, the list. That's the solution. That they made a list of munching jobs so that it's not a problem anymore. Very good. Okay, now is the time we're going to use our double bubbles. And we are going to create a double bubble map if you didn't print one out. So make sure your pencil and paper are ready to go. But before we get started with that, we're going to review last week's story. So I even need to refresh on that because I had forgotten what it was. So this was our story last week. We talked about our needs and wants. Remember, we said the things we need are the things we have to survive, to live, like food and water, clothes, air, and shelter. And things we want are things we don't really need, but we would like to have it. So, for example, if you look at the cover of the story last week, cookies and an apple. Which option, cookies or apple, do you need? You need the apple, right? That's healthy food to keep you alive, right? Which one do you want? The cookies, right? The cookies are things you don't really need. You don't really need cookies and sweet desserts to live, but you do need healthy food, right? So, we talked about our needs and wants. We talked about vocabulary words like afford, you can pay for things, choices, when you have to make choices between two different things, needs, the things you need to have to survive, save, when you save money in a piggy bank to buy other things that you want, shelter, remember shelters where you live, like a home, a house, an apartment, a trailer. This is an RV. And things you want, which are things you don't need, like an iPod or a phone, but you just would like to have it. So we talked about things that we needed, which we said was clothing, food, shelter. We talked about things we want, like a sled for the snow, a pet, a toy train, sweet desserts, a computer, video games. And then we talked about how we can meet our needs and wants by we can trade for things, you can pay for things, you can farm, you can make your own things. So this man here is meeting his needs because he's working, he's building shelter for other people, but at the same time, he's getting money so that he can buy food and clothes for himself and his family. These are farmers, and they grow vegetables and they can sell them for other people, right? And that way they make money, but they're also giving food to other people. And that's pretty much what we talked about, right? These are all the things we need, like clothes, food, and water. And these are things we want, like a pet, games, and a teddy bear. Okay, so moving on. We have a double bubble map. So if you need to make your double bubble map, now's the time to do it. On this side of your double bubble map is our story, our needs and wants. And on this side of our story, or of our double bubble map, is the story Munching Millie. So you can try to write our needs and wants, or you can draw an apple. And on this side, you can just draw the goat Millie if you would like to. Let me see. Oops. Okay, sorry, I had to pause for a quick second. Okay, so we have our double bubble map ready to go. And remember, we've done this before in class, And we said that this middle zone here, where it's titled pink, is the same zone, right? The share zone. So it's the same thing. Both our needs and wants have it here, and Munching Millie has it. The same zone. I'm going to circle them. This is it. Same zone. Not very good circles. Okay. So let's think about our needs and wants, the one we just went over from last week. If I think about our needs and wants, and I'm going to change my pen color to blue, so I'll put these ones blue. Let's think, what about our needs and wants? What can I write? Apple. Was there an apple in our needs and wants? Yeah, an apple's something we need. Oh, was there an apple in Munching Millie? Yeah, there was. Oh, it's the same zone. I'm actually going to change my pen color again. Back to red. They both have an apple in it, remember? Munching Millie would munch on the apples as her munching job, and an apple was in our needs and wants when we were talking about healthy foods to eat, right? Apple. Oh, I should have sounded that one out, but Miss Paulina already knew how to spell it. Okay, so let's think again about our needs and wants. We did talk about cookies. Did you see cookies in Munching Millie? No, okay. So I'm just gonna write cookies on this side. Our needs and wants, cookies. Oh, what's something that in the story, our needs and wants that somebody wanted? I'm gonna go to the story. What's something that somebody wanted? What is this? What did somebody want? A dog, right? A pet? Isn't Munching Millie a pet? Yes, she is, right? She is a pet. So I'm going to put pet in the middle. Okay, going back to our needs and wants. Oh, I remember there was somebody making a shelter, right? Or somebody doing a job. Oh, wait, the word job was in both of them. Remember? You need a job to make money? Oh, I'm thinking of some good ones. Okay, wait, I'm actually going to write job here. Job. Didn't Munching Millie have a job? Yeah, and in our needs and wants, they were also having jobs. Remember, people were selling their fruits and vegetables. People were building houses and making clothes, right? Okay, very good. I'm going to think back to our needs and wants. What is something people needed in that story? Food, right? Food. And you can even say there was food in Munching Millie too, because wasn't Munching Millie eating a lot of food? Yes. One more thing about our needs and wants. I would say, what's something somebody else wanted? A cupcake. Remember the cupcake? Cupcake. I guess that's the same as food, but that's okay. Because healthy food is things that we need, and a cupcake, it's not really something we need. Cupcake. Oh my goodness. And if I look at the word cupcake, I know that there's a silent E in here. And that's why A says its name. Cupcake. Okay. Now we're going to go over to Munching Millie's side. And I'm going to make this one magenta. All right, Munching Millie. So we already said apple, pet, and job that were in both of them. That's why they're in the share zone, right? But let's think about just Munching Millie. What was she eating? What was she munching on? She was munching on what? Remember, a pair of jeans or pants? Okay, she was munching on jeans. Do you remember when Munching Millie was outside on the lawn and she was munching on the neighbor's what? Flowers? Oh, not the beautiful flowers. Let's write flowers over here. And I'm going to think of one more thing. I'm going to think of a character. Who is a character in Munching Millie? Millie, right? The goat? You can think of other ones too. And you know what? Miss Paulino is writing all the words nicely, the correct way, because if I try to sound out all of the words with you right now in the video, it would be a little bit too long. And guess what? You can sound out the words by yourself at home, right? You don't even have to have the same ones as me. You really don't. You can make up your own and sound them out. Okay? So, I know there's a lot of writing, but you can pause the video here and fill it out because I'm about to leave and I want you to make sure you have this down. So if you didn't finish, pause it right now and finish. If you're still watching me, that means your thinking map's all done, right? Okay, go ahead and take a picture of it and send it to me on Dojo Portfolio. Remember, you don't have to have the same ones as me. You could have made up your own, and that's awesome. You could even draw pictures in them too. Okay, so that is it for our double bubble of Munching Millie versus our needs and wants. And I'll see you in the next video. And our next video is going to be long O. Okay, so I will see you then. I miss you.